Broadcasting from North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, this is TGD Today. And now please welcome Hero III,
HR3,
Al Cloyd,
Dr. Grind,
George Honeycutt, the Godfather.
And welcome back, everyone in the golfing world, all throughout the world. We're at TGD Today here, and it's time for Tech Talk with Miss Christian Cloyd. Yes, that's right. We've got the boss in the house today, and we're so happy to have her. And, of course, Al's here to support her. So welcome, Chris.
Thanks for having me.
It's so good to have you. I mean, you know, I'm actually looking forward to this program. You know, when Al's just here by himself, okay.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, we'll go.
You can't beat it.
And we got the pro with us, HR3.
Hello, George.
Yeah. Was your break okay?
It was wonderful.
Good.
Good.
Al?
Yes, sir.
And just fill us with your knowledge.
You got it. Well,
Tech Talk with Al
All
Cloyd.
right, give us a subject. What are we talking about?
We're talking about ladies' clubs and ladies being fit properly for golf clubs. They're doesn't matter what you're looking at. They vary tremendously. First we'll start with junior late girls. We're going to want to start them in something that's lightweight, easy for them to use, user-friendly.
Mm-hmm.
That's in, that 8 to 12, 14 range.
Mm-hmm.
Between 12 and 14, we start looking at, higher-end golf clubs. The funny thing is they can vary tremendously over top of what the average guys can. Some ladies that you go to fit have as much club head speed as a guy does, and then you'll fit another girl, same age, and her club head speed will be a lot less.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel that there should actually be just as much, if not more, attention into women getting fit for golf clubs, than guys. Even though guys, is extraordinarily important anyhow. But I think a lot of women get off the rack golf clubs. They get hand-me-down clubs from their husbands. That just don't fit them. They get frustrated with the game, and that's why they're leaving it.
Mm-hmm.
The point I want to bring home today is, for all the lady listeners out there, is get fit for your golf clubs. Make sure you have the right thing. Grip size is so crucial. With ladies, they depending on their fingernails, the size of their hands, they vary tremendously. So a standard lady's grip is not going to work for every lady that's out there.
Mm-hmm.
So grip size. Shaft length comes next. We want to make sure that the shaft's the right length. I've kind of brought Kristen today with the set that I built her is in between men's and ladies' lengths. Ladies' clubs are a little too short for her. Men's clubs are a little too long. So we went right in the middle. She doesn't generate a lot of club head speed, so we put as much flex in the shafts, as we could get. Where if she was a little stronger, then we would, instead of going with a ladies flex, we'd go with a senior flex, maybe even up to a regular flex.
Mm-hmm.
It all depends upon how much club head speed they generate, as far as how much flexibility needs to be, in that shaft.
Mm-hmm.
So once you get past the shaft, getting the right flex, the right length, the right bend point, the right weight for the individual, you're going to get the length right, you're going to get the grip size right. You want to make sure that the head is suitable for their playing ability. Some heads are designed to get the ball airborne a lot more than others. Some heads are designed to keep the ball down. So we really want to look at how they're making impact with the golf ball, whether they're a sweeper or whether they take a divot when they hit. If they're a sweeper, then what we want to do is put them in a club that has a really thick sole and a very low center of gravity. Even hybrid irons are really coming into play now.
Very popular.
Very popular. So we need to get them something that's going to be user-friendly, where they're going to have fun, and enjoy it, where it's not frustrating, for them. So that's one of the really big things that we look at. To get a driver that they can hit is very, very important. Same thing goes true with the grip size, the shaft flex, the length. The loft plays a tremendous role into the performance of the driver for a lady.
I tell you, George, and not to interrupt, Al, and I apologize.
Oh, no
but,
problem, sir.
You know, I say this because Heather and I, you know, my wife played college golf and played on the guys team in high school up in Pittsburgh, and she's was very, very good. She doesn't
Yes,
play
sir.
much anymore with work and kids and everything else. But
Yes, sir.
you know, you watch women go shopping, and whether it's Michael Kors or Bobby Brown makeup or whatever, there's no fear of anything. They want to get in there and get after it and see it. And
Yes.
I just want to bring it across to the ladies that are listening. You know, quit worrying about what you think you look like or what you think people are thinking about you. Worry more about what's going to help me enjoy this, be able to go do this with my husband or play with my friends. You know, get fit. Don't be worried about being embarrassed, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yep.
Go
Yep.
learn and find out what you need to help you enjoy and play better. You know, you put them in a mall, God help us, women are flipping piranhas in there. So learn to kind of do that with your golf too. You know, when you want to go play golf, go see somebody like Al. Get fitted. You down at Barefoot at the Callaway fitting thing with Golfsmith. Go get fit. Find somebody that's willing to sit there and give you the time to say, hey, this is what you need. And get the right stuff. You'll enjoy the game better. You all of a sudden you'll start hitting better shots and you go, I'm not as bad as I thought I was. You know,
Right.
and you don't get
Yep.
the embarrassment because women are a lot more self-conscious
Big time.
than men are.
Yep.
And
Big
I'd
time.
like to see women, when it comes to golf, be less self-conscious, you know, and be more like you are when you go to the mall.
Yes.
I have two questions stemming off of this. One of them's to you. The first one to you. When you get a lady that comes in for lessons, whether she's a partial beginner, playing a couple of years, or she's actually an accomplished player, do you find that you look at their clubs and what's in their bag before you start to analyze the swing and you know, their game and their skill set?
I mean, I will look and see what clubs they have.
Yep.
I won't make any kind of prejudgment until I see what swings it.
That's correct.
You know, I until I know how the individual swings it and how they actually play and hit it, trying to make recommendations or form an opinion about their equipment, to me, is totally irrelevant. It just gives me a base to go off of.
Yeah. See, I'm not a teaching professional, but I see a lot of ladies, and Al, you've seen this too, that they come in and they're swinging men's clubs.
Yes. I call it the hand-me-down.
And the men's club is actually dictating their swing.
Yes.
And then when you put them into say a 40-gram shaft, a lady's shaft, you get them into a lighter head, you get them into a smaller grip,
Yep.
their swing changes.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not going to argue that one bit. But then that's what I'm trying to tell you is before I make a judgment, I want to see what they do with what they have. Because whether a woman's swinging a man's club or they're swinging a woman's club, yes, their swing can change because of obvious, you know, strength of
Heavier
muscles and
and-
whatever else. But you can tell if an individual has talent to where you can take them and back them down into something not quite as drastic as a 40-gram shaft, but
Right.
something, or you can back somebody that's just swinging something because this is what my husband gave
Yeah, you
me.
just
Yep.
you
know,
just took my
mine is-
question one step further.
Mine's
Yeah.
based off of their actual ability
Right,
to
right.
know where to go from there as
Right.
far as the equipment goes. But I've got to see what they do with what they have so that I can form, you know, that learning, or not the learning curve, but just the curve to work off of, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
And what you would be able to do is say, okay, I can improve you this much with what equipment you do have. And then if you were to go and make equipment adjustments, then you could improve this much for
Yeah, I mean, I've had a couple of
So,
girls
I got it.
that I taught that, you know, that play golf around here, high school, junior golfers, that have some talent. Well, the one girl was really struggling with her driver.
Yes.
And she was like, I can't figure out why it was going right. Well, I'm watching her hit her other clubs, and she hits them pretty good. Little draw, everything. And this driver, and I'm looking at it, and I'm going, it's too weak. Now, this is a 16-year-old girl that's, you know, 5'6", 5'7".
Yes.
And, you know, strong but not real strong. But the shaft's too weak.
Yes.
Told her and her father, go see Al, get him
Yep.
to get on the launch monitor, see what's up.
Right.
And end
Yep.
up putting her in a regular shaft from
We
the
sure
women's
did.
shaft. And
Yep.
all of a sudden now, it draws and it's better and she's happy and she's playing better.
Sure.
Tickled to death.
Sure.
So, it varies from person to person. And I guess that's where I came with my first comment was, quit worrying about what other people are saying or what you think you look like.
Right.
Find out what works.
Right.
Because
Right.
if you
And-
start playing better, people are going to notice that, and then it's on the good side of it.
And her sister, there's two sisters, and the other one now, we're doing the exact same thing with her clubs. She saw the improvement, in her sister's
Sure.
change
Sure.
in just the shafts,
Right.
and she's was having pretty much the same exact problems of inconsistency with her driver. When we got her in and tested her, she was hitting a senior flex and she needed to be in a regular flex.
Yeah, and it's
Right.
just like that same sister. I sent them to you, and I apologize. I know it was a pain, but they had the cast tailor-made clubs, and I said
Yep.
that they need to be bent. They're too upright.
Yep.
And I
Yep.
mean, these clubs were right off the rack all over the place.
Right.
And I mean, they were too upright for me. And I play upright golf clubs.
Right.
Yep.
And so I sent them to Al. I said, they've got to be flattened. Now, how much he can flatten these, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because with the,
Because they were cast.
Cast.
If you get a
Yeah.
cast club, it's going to break at some point.
That's right.
That's correct.
So,
Yeah.
but that's the kind of stuff you have to look at, and that's why, you just don't buy stuff off the rack.
Right.
And I think you're going
Right.
to see a lot less of that nowadays.
Yeah. This leads to my second question.
Yes, sir.
If I'm a female looking to get clubs or have clubs, and then there has been so many advancements in shafts, grips,
Yes, sir.
head components
Yes,
for
sir.
ladies
Oh, yes.
that have gotten more cavity, more inset, more toe weight. There's been such lighter materials that have been introduced, carbide inserts, tungsten inserts, all of the across the board. If I'm a lady out there listening right now and say my clubs are 2 years old, 3 years old, should I invest and get refitted and brought into a new set? Is it that? What's that time period that really? I'm
Yep.
not. I just bought them last year. I'm not going to come replace them again this year. But
Exactly.
let's say they're 2
Well,
years old, 3 years
here's
old,
a-
5 years old.
It all depends on if the person was originally fit to their golf clubs and how much they have changed since the point of time that they're looking to be refit again. There can be physical problems, happen to somebody, which
Sure.
can cause their
Sure.
swing to change a whole lot. There can be, just arthritic conditions, multiple things that can change,
Personal related items.
Yes.
Yeah.
From the point of, say 2 years. So if somebody's really serious about it, about once a year, doesn't hurt to kind of just check everything over. Get everything in, look at it. Make sure all your lengths are correlating right. Your loft and lies, are where they need to be at. You have the same grips on all your clubs. A lot of ladies I see, they have a hodgepodge of grips.
Sure.
Different sizes, different textures. They kind of pick up a club here, pick up a club there. Instead of getting a set. So that I think that's very, very important.
I think it's based basically off of how serious and how much they play. I mean,
Oh,
how
yeah.
much if you're a lady out there, how much do you play golf? Do you play once a week? You play once a month? You play 3 times a week? Do you play competitive golf as far as your club
That's right.
championships or
Oh, yeah.
interclubs and things
Yeah,
like
your
that?
interclubs,
Where's your
yeah.
level?
I mean,
Yeah.
you'll
Yeah.
be surprised, George, at how many people, and I'm talking men, women, juniors, even professionals, mini tour guys. When's the last time they got the lies and lofts checks on their clubs?
Yeah, we talk about that.
I mean,
all
that
the time.
changes. That changes monthly, and
Oh, yeah.
there's things that if you're serious about your golf, get them checked once a year. Find out
Yep.
what's new and see what's different. Not that you've got to go change and buy.
That's correct.
I'm still using the same 3-wood I've used for the last 2.5 years.
Yep.
I mean, they got all the new stuff out and whatever. Well, I got one that I like.
Right.
Yep.
I'd still be using the one I was using from 1996 if it hadn't cracked.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
I mean, there's just a lot of stuff that you can change, but you don't have to change.
That's correct.
So don't be afraid to go look into it.
Well,
but
you can-
again, it's based off of your commitment to what you're trying to do.
You can tweak what you've got depending on your financial commitment.
Well, exactly.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Changing grips. makes a tremendous amount of difference to a club that otherwise is cumbersome in your hands.
Well, I mean, you know how hard it is for me when I want to change a putter grip after, you use a putter for a while and the putter gets bad, and I'm used to being able to walk in the trailer and get one, and now you go to the golf store and it's $12 for a flipping grip.
Yeah, and that's a cheap one.
But do they not know who you are?
It doesn't matter.
That's
I
a
still
cheap
got to
one,
pay.
yeah.
I ain't ever paid $12 for a grip in my life, and I'm like going, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah. And the Super Stroker putter grip's $25.
Yeah, I mean, the stuff is
crazy
nowadays. It isn't expensive. But everything's expensive.
Yeah.
But it's just like you said. It's your commitment and your financial commitment. But it's also got to be the financial commitment will be there if the personal commitment is there.
I think you brought up a good point, and is look at your commitment to the game, look at your dedication to the game, how much you want to give it. If you feel like you want to move on and lower your handicap and get playing twice a week and all this other stuff, then spend the money to get the right tools in your hand.
Definitely.
If you're just out playing once a month, once every 3 months, whatever, then it's good.
Yep. That's one thing I'll use as a shop, constantly. Just like he says, it's what level, where do you want to go with this?
Right.
It's like anything. You've got a good, a better, and a best.
Right.
When you're looking at golf clubs, and they have entry level golf clubs that are not as made near the quality of the premium clubs. So if you're not playing a lot, entry level quality is going to be good for you. If you're playing a little bit more frequently, then you want to kind of get in the midline product line. And if you're playing a lot and it's kind of your lifestyle and you're devoted to it, might as well go ahead and go for the premium stuff.
Even if you got hand-me-downs,
Yeah.
you can still take those hand-me-downs and put different grips on them and tweak
Oh,
them
yeah.
and make sure the loft and lies
repaint
are
them,
right.
get the right shaft in them. Definitely. A lot of ladies will do that too because they'll have a fairway wood or a particular club that they've used for quite a few years and they're comfortable with it.
Sure.
And they don't want to monkey with that.
That's right. So good idea. Good thoughts. All right, guys. Well, let's wrap it up real quick. Tech Talk with Al Cloyd, of course, being brought to you by TGD Radio and TV. Chris, again, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Love having you. You're welcome back anytime, dear.
Thank you.
You don't have to bring him next time. Okay?
All right.
Thanks, buddy.
You're welcome.
Appreciate your insight.
My pleasure.
TGD Radio and TV are produced and broadcast by the Zeus Radio Network for thegolfdirector.com. When visiting The Golf Director, please be sure to navigate over to our featured course pages where you'll find up-to-date information about course condition, specials, and much, much more. If you need any help with your next golf vacation, coming to the Grand Strand or wherever, just give Dave a call at 844-GO-GOLF-1. Again, call Dave at 844-464-6531. All of our TGD programming is archived for listening and viewing on demand. To catch up on any show you may have missed, click on the TGD Radio or TGD TV tabs in the menu screen at thegolfdirector.com. For George, Hugh, Al, and Miss Chris, and all of our producers, we want to thank you for joining us and tuning in today. There's more TGD golf news and information coming up next.
What's next?
Pro Golf